Welcome back, everybody. It's new comic book day for July 2nd. It's Wednesday, new comic book day. Every single Wednesday, I'm bringing you guys a comic book filled video. So, of course, I've got the comic book haul in the bag. Just went to Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. Before we get into it, though, let's get real for a second, all right? So, I just wanted to thank you guys real quick. So, at the time of recording, I'm about to hit 2,500 subs. That blows my mind, dude, to be doing this here on YouTube and finding even a little bit of success, man. So I really appreciate it, guys. But yeah, let me tell you guys what's in this comic book video. So we have the new comic book day haul. Of course, we have the comic book reviews, everything I read last week. It was the last week of June, ton of great stuff came out. We have my monthly TBR, so everything I plan on reading for the month of July. Some Fantastic Four stuff, some Superman stuff as well. You definitely stay tuned for that. And then we have some Superman comic book recommendations. So I have some graphic novels, some Superman reads that I recommend, and they're not all-star Superman. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. If you're looking for some Superman recommendations, or use the chapters down below to skip around, you can always do that as well. But yeah, let's get into it with the comic book haul. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for all the topics. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alrighty, so we got the comic book haul. I just went to Casablanca Comics, like I was saying. We have the comic book haul, and then we have an extra as well. Let's start with the extra, because it's just real quick. This is from the UK, but I thought it was pretty cool. The yellow really stood out to me, nice and bright. We have the Incredible Hulk versus Fantastic Four. So I don't know, just something cool to have in the background in the comic book room. So I thought that was pretty cool. Nice pickup there. And then let's get into the comic book haul. Of course, we have the DC Connect and the Marvel preview. Might be making videos on those later, not sure. But let's get into the actual main haul. So we have Absolute Green Lantern. That's got to be an anticipated read. This series is really warming up to me, warming up on me. And then we also have the pick of the week from Marvel. It's got to be Captain America #1. New series written by Chip Zdarsky. Excited to see how he handles Captain America. Let's see, what else do we got here? We have some great stuff from DC Black Label with Resurrection Man, issue #4. Really excited about this series. Ron B, you're just killing it, dude. With Anon RK. Beautiful artwork with Mike Spicer stuff as well. We have an Ultimate title too. We have Ultimate Wolverine issue #7. Really excited to see where this series goes. We have Chris Condon, he's just killing it. Capuccio back on the artwork as well. And yeah, where last issue left off with Logan, it seems like he's back to his normal self. We'll have to see if that holds, right? And looks like there's gonna be a fight in this issue. Excited to see what happens there. We have 3 more issues to talk about. We got Batgirl, Batgirl issue 9. Excited to see Tate Bromwell continue this series. We have Miyazawa back on the artwork. I think he was missing from the last 2, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but really enjoying when Miyazawa was on this series. Really cool stuff there. Speaking of, Cassandra Cain, prominent member of the Birds of Prey series as well. So we have Birds of Prey #23, Kelly Thompson, super fun series here. Looks like we have Basri still on the art, man. I really liked Basri's stuff when Basri's on it. 2 more single issues to talk about. We got JSA issue #9, Jeff Lemire continuing this series. Gotta admit, I'm a little bit down on it compared to where I was when the series was starting. Yeah, I'll have to see. I like the artwork and I like everything that's going on. It feels like the pacing just needs to pick up a little bit. But yeah, we have JSA issue #9. Then conclusion to Oni Press's Plague House. Artwork from Dave Chisholm, huge fan of Dave Chisholm stuff, and then Michael W. Conrad. Beautiful, beautiful writing, beautiful artwork, really fun slasher kind of ghost story, man. So Plague House, and yeah, that's what we got for new comic book day for July 2nd, dude. A lot of great stuff. Absolute title, we have an Ultimate title, we have a new Captain America, great finale with Plague House. Yeah, man, that's what we got for new comic book day. Let me know in the comments what you guys are picking up, what you're excited to read. And yeah, thanks for watching this part. Got a nice fat stack of comic books here for your weekly comic book review. We got 10 things from the last week of June, new comic book day that I want to talk about. Let's start off with news from the Fallout, dude. Really great stuff from writer Chris Condon, a writer who's just killing it. Jeffrey Allen Love on the art. Let me show you guys his artwork. It's really stunning stuff. So the story on its surface is pretty simple. It's about this guy who's in the army or whatever. They're dropping nukes nearby. They're doing some sort of weapons test. And the weapon, turns out, it's turning people into sort of monsters. He's smart because he puts on a gas mask, but after that he goes on the run, and that's sort of what the issue is all about, man. But just really incredible artwork. Really fell in love with Jeffrey Allen Love's art style. Nothing quite like it in comic books, man. So yeah, if you're looking for a sci-fi series, this is a great start. Image Comics, you're just killing it. News from the Fallout, make sure you guys check it out. And again, Chris Condon, you're just killing it, man. So News from the Fallout, #1, new series you guys got to check out. Let's move on to Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue #4. Man, this series is just incredible. Really loving everything from Dennis Camp lately. He's just killing it as well. But Javier Rodriguez's art is just incredible in this series, man. In this issue, the city is kind of at a boiling point. It's kind of driving people nuts. Lots of acts of violence, and the cause is kind of unknown. We know it's due to like the white Martian messing with stuff. At the same time though, our main character John, he's going through some relationship problems, I guess you could say, with his wife. Because he's been invaded by the Martian, he's seeming a little distant from his wife. Of course, he has a kid, not being a very good dad or whatever. So that's what this issue was all about, but I'm just really enjoying the series. Really incredible artwork from Javier Rodriguez. I cannot say enough good things about it. There's this bit here that I wanted to mention. Just like the entire series has had this pop of color all throughout, but then we have this kind of stark difference here where the color's kind of pulled out and it's kind of desaturated, almost like a monochrome and monotone sort of look. And I just thought it was really kind of a uneasy kind of read, and really incredible stuff. Really threw me for a loop. You expect a lot of color in this series, but when there's a lack of color, that says a lot, man. So yeah, just loving Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dennis Camp, you're just killing it. Let's talk about Assorted Christ events. The next one up, this is issue #4. This is also from Dennis Camp, and he is just on fire with this series. This is his anthology, sci-fi, sort of time travel-y series. This issue is all about this dude, right? He's asleep when he's a kid. He sits up, all of a sudden he's like in middle school, and then all of a sudden he's in college, right? So this dude's life is gonna be on fast forward to the nth degree. He is just speeding through life. All of a sudden he's late for his first job, even though he was just in college. All of a sudden he's been working at the job for a couple months, moved out of his parents' house. So his entire life is just going by super fast, right? And it's just Dennis Camp being really kind of introspective. The fact that, you know, the human life is just super short in the grand scheme of things, right? It goes up in a puff of smoke. That's kind of the metaphor that he's going with in this issue, but just really incredible stuff, man. As I'm flipping through, you guys are seeing the great artwork from Eric Zawadzki, I believe, and the coloring from Jordi Belair. Best colorist in the game. I mean, just incredible stuff, especially with this series. And yeah, really incredible stuff. The fact that Dennis Camp can just switch it up on us on a whim, right? Really cool. With Assorted Christ events, man. If you're looking for an anthology series, anthology sci-fi, this is my favorite anthology on stands, man. So moving right along, we're taking everyone down with us, dude. Loving this spy series from Matthew Rosenberg. We have Landini on the artwork, that's right. And then I think Wordy is on the coloring and Hassan Atsmelehu on the lettering. But in this, it's like a spy series, right? So we have the main character and the robot dad. They're kind of, you know, going on a quest to, the girl thinks it's for revenge, right? And we meet this girl who is kind of a mysterious part of this girl's past. And yeah, man, just continuing this awesome series. Really funny too, that's the other thing I want to mention. There's like a fight scene in here between Rook and the robot. You know, Rook punching the robot, uppercutting him, and his hand really hurts after. Just really funny stuff from Matthew Rosenberg, and just incredible artwork from Landini and the team. I'm just having a ton of fun with this spy series, man. 4 issues in, I'm just loving it. Every issue gets better and better. And yeah, excited to see where it goes. We're taking everyone down with us. Next up, let's move over to DC, because we got Absolute Wonder Woman. Great stuff from Thompson, Sherman, Belair, of course. Everybody's back. They were back last issue as well, but we find Diana. She's in the maze, right? She runs into the Minotaur. Minotaur may or may not be an ally, dude. So that'll be interesting to see. And you know, no major spoilers here, but I will say that Diana is looking for the last Amazon. You know, she thought she was the last Amazon. She has a sister somewhere in the maze. So that's kind of why she's going down in the maze. And yeah, just really cool artwork from Hayden Sherman. Excellent coloring from Jordi Belair, of course. And just really excited to see where the series goes. Hope Diana finds that other last Amazon. Cool flashback scenes as well. And yeah, just really enjoying this Absolute Wonder Woman series. The last issue was a great jumping on point. And yeah, just keeping it going. Absolute Wonder Woman issue #9, great stuff. Another series from Chris Condon, man, killing it, dude, with Green Arrow #25. This is the start of a new arc. If you guys are looking to jump onto a Green Arrow series, this is a perfect spot for you, man. So insane, incredible artwork from Montos and Lucas. So glad that the creative team is sticking together for this next arc, it looks like. And yeah, this issue is all about Green Arrow and Speedy. I guess he's going, he's going by Arsenal now, of course. They're kind of, going on patrol together. They bust someone. We got cool action from Montos and Lucas. And then, it kind of turns into this kind of introspective look at Speedy and Green Arrow's relationship. They're going back and forth, the difference in politics between the two, talking about the old days and stuff like that. And it seems like Speedy is going to be a real heavy part of this next arc, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, you get some devastating flashback scenes to Speedy and his days right here, under the influence of drugs, right? His struggles with addiction and stuff like that. So I really love it, man. I think that, Montos, Lucas, excellent on the artwork, and Chris Condon, really excellent story, man. I'm really hooked, especially for this arc, dude. So Green Arrow number 25, perfect jumping on point. Let's move on to Ultimate Spider-Man number 18, dude. So back to it with Kaketo on the artwork. Not a biggest fan of these interstitial issues. Really just a fan of when Hickman and Kaketo can just get right back to it. So in this one, the gang is kind of back together, but we don't know exactly what's going on, like the plan, right? We got Green Goblin and Spider-Man back in the city, going on patrol. You get this excellent artwork from Kaketo. That was super fun. But we find out that, Peter Parker's son, he has, he snuck on, and he's kind of a little rebel, right? Kind of like his dad in the younger days. And yeah, we find out that his son's a little bit in trouble, dude. Might have been betrayed recently, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but loving Ultimate Spider-Man. Really glad that Kaketo is back on the art. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep this momentum going. Loving this series, not gonna stop playing it anytime, but I feel like it's momentum, right? Like, it kind of starts and stops. I just hope it just can keep going, dropping excellent issue after excellent issue. But yeah, let's move on to DC's The New History of the DC Universe, man. So really, tall task from Mark Waid to condense the entire history of the DC Universe into only a couple issues, and I thought he did a really great job. You can tell that Mark Waid really loves the DC Universe, DC comics and just comic books in general. Every single panel and a text box, right, kind of sums up a great deal of history, and I thought Mark Waid just did a really great job. Really fun artwork all throughout too. And yeah, just excited to see where this series goes and kind of Mark Waid's interpretation of the DC Universe going forward. But if you're a fan of DC cosmology and kind of the big picture behind DC and its universe, you got to be checking this series out. And I think you won't be disappointed. It's pretty fun to read, and great covers too. If you're looking for, I think it has great variant covers, and then it's got this cool wraparound cover from Chris Samney, who I'm a big fan of. So excellent stuff there with the New History of the DC Universe. Going over to Oni Press for the next one. Oni Press, we got Out of Alcatraz issue number 4, writer Christopher Cantwell and Tyler Crook. Really beautiful painted art styles I'll show you guys. But yeah, this is shaping up to be just a really fun crime and noir series, man. So we have the escapees from Alcatraz. They're getting chased down by some members of the police, FBI or whatever. And yeah, the escapees are finding out, how hard it is to be life on the run. They're kind of doing like, maybe hired to do an assassination kind of job for somebody. And yeah, they're just trying to make it to Canada, make it to freedom. Life on the run is pretty tough, but really enjoying this Out of Alcatraz series. It's really, it's really growing on me. That first issue, I was kind of not sure where the series was going, but issue number 2, 3, and 4, we're just loving it, man. So Out of Alcatraz, Oni Press, you guys are on a roll, man. So really enjoyed this one. And then last but not least, let's talk about You'll Do Bad Things from writer Tyler Boss and Turtleichi on the artwork. Just continuing this awesome series. This guy, every time he puts pen to paper, that story ends up happening. Really kind of morbid little short story in the beginning here with this woman. She's going to sleep, she has a dog, and it turns out that the dog licking her fingers at the edge of the bed is actually the killer, right? So pretty kind of sadistic stuff from Tyler Boss, man. And then we get a look behind these kind of detectives that are, interested in what's going on. They're kind of suspect to him, and maybe that the writer is involved in these murders somehow. Really cool, sort of chase scene in the end here. If you're into slasher comic books, you got to be checking this out, man. So You'll Do Bad Things, loving it. the poppy kind of artwork from Turtleichi and the gang. I'm just loving it, man. Another series from Image Comics. You guys are just killing it. But that's what we got. All of the comic book reviews for the last week of June. It's time to choose my monthly TBR for the month of July. All the comic books, graphic novels, collected editions that I plan on reading this month. At the end of the month, we'll do reviews. But yeah, let's go through and pick them off the shelf, and then we'll get them under the overhead. I'll show you guys some of the art. But yeah, let's see what we got. This might surprise you guys, but I've never read All-Star Superman. I have this Absolute edition that I got recently. I got this for a pretty good deal, and I'm thinking that this is gonna be a great read for the month of July before the movie comes out. All-Star Superman, the beautiful Absolute, dude. So that's the first thing that we're gonna be reading. So I got this recently at, what is it at, a Bull Moose? Yeah, so I got this at a Bull Moose, Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. If you guys see there, it's written by Grant Morrison, if this will focus. Yeah, so Morrison there. And yeah, excited to get into it, man. Not sure exactly what to expect. We got some artwork from Jai Lee. But yeah, Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. I heard it's really good. And yeah, we're gonna give it a read before the movie comes out. Going into the closet here. You know, the comic book closet, a lot of trades down here. But up here we got some manga, dude. So this month, I think I'm gonna read Vagabond. So I gotta get Vagabond out of here. And then moving over to my omnibus shelf, you guys see there's some DC Omnis, some Marvel Omnis. I was looking at some stuff, right? I'm very much a mood reader, so what am I feeling like right now? I think I'm feeling some Captain America, dude. Never read much Captain America, but we have the Ed Brubaker, Steve Epping run right here, man. So we're gonna read the first Captain America Omni from Ed Brubaker. So that's what we're planning on reading this month. I'll get into the art in a second, but we got the Absolute All-Star Superman. We've got Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the Vagabond 3-in-1, and then we have the Captain America by Ed Brubaker, volume number 1. So the first thing let's look at this Absolute All-Star Superman. So really like the you know, slipcase, obviously. Really like the cover on that. Really cool on the back. Let's take this off. Oh yeah, and you just got that beautiful. So this is interesting, man, because as someone who's never read this story, like I was saying, it's really hyped up, right? Going into it, a little worried, I guess, that it's not gonna meet that level of hype that everyone has for it. But yeah, obviously Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly, and yeah, I don't even know kind of what to expect from this series. Not even sure exactly what it's about, but I just know it's one of the most legendary and talked about Superman stories of all time. I know it's a big inspiration for the Superman movie, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out and read it before the Superman movie. Super excited about it, man. So yeah, All-Star Superman in this Absolute, really excited. And yeah, next up, let's look at Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a recent pickup. I got this at Bull Moose just this past weekend. I know that it's a Grant Morrison series, so I thought they would kind of be interesting to read in the same month before the Superman movie comes out. Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. Jai Lee with Manuel Gutierrez. And yeah, dude, I don't even know the kind of concept or setup for this one. I just think that a Grant Morrison written Fantastic Four series is really interesting. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of Jai Lee's artwork in covers, like on his cover work, but his interiors is a different story. I forgot what series it was, but it had some Jai Lee interior artwork. And yeah, I was a big fan of it there. So it's kind of interesting in that way that I'm not a big fan of the covers that Jai Lee does, but the interiors, I'm a big fan of the style when it's used interior. So yeah, Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be interesting to read. 2 Grant Morrison, 1 from DC, 1 from Marvel. And then on my goal to read, you know, this was a reading goal I had for the year, just to read more manga, falling a little bit behind, looking to catch up in a big way by reading Vagabond, the 3-in-1. And yeah, dude, so Vagabond, I've heard that it's really good, right? All the manga people, they always say, hey, check out Vagabond. It sounds like it's kind of what you're looking for in a manga. And yeah, just excited to jump on and join the Vagabond train, I guess. And yeah, really big fan of this art style, kind of like the time setting that it takes place in. And yeah, we're just looking to get into some Vagabond, dude. So as someone who doesn't read much manga at all, leave me some manga recommendations in the comments. We'll see if we can get to it before the year's end. And then last thing we have for the month, we got that Captain America by Ed Brubaker. So this is the start of his run. I believe this collects issues number 1 to 25. And yeah, man, big fan of Ed Brubaker. And I kind of chose this because the Captain America series by Chip Zdarsky is starting up, and I kind of wanted to read them in tandem, I guess, to see what's going on. So, you know, Winter Soldier stuff, obviously a big inspiration for the movie. Heard nothing but good things about this Captain America run. Haven't read much Captain America at all, but excited to see Ed Brubaker's take on the character. So yeah, dude, that's pretty cool for my Marvel Omnibus, man. So yeah, that's what we got. Captain America, Vagabond, Fantastic Four, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then closing it out, we got All-Star Superman, this beautiful absolute. That's what I'm reading for the month of July. Let me know what you guys are planning on reading in the month of July down in the comments, dude. And yeah, thanks for watching this part. All right, so in today's video, we have a bunch of Superman comic books, right? So I'm gonna be giving you guys some recommendations, some of my favorite Superman stories of all time, and none of these are All-Star Superman. Whoa, that's crazy. No, I haven't read All-Star Superman yet, so actually planning on reading that this month before the Superman movie comes out. But here are some Superman recommendations. We have 4 of them here, and I don't see a lot of people talking about some of these on this list, so let's get into it, man. Let's start off with the best origin story for Superman you can get, Superman Birthright. This is my personal Superman origin story. I love it, man. Super cinematic stuff from Mark Waid, Lionel Francis Yu, and you know, the rest of the gang here, Jerry and Dave. And yeah, just really enjoy this one, man. This is pretty much like, you know, the Man of Steel movie, borrowed a lot from this, but this did it a lot better, right? So the complete total origin of Superman, some of the stuff on Krypton before he was sent to Earth. And as I flip it through, you guys are seeing just the incredible artwork. And this is from writer Mark Waid, right? Someone who really loves Superman, really loves the history of the DC universe. So here we have Superman kind of before he's Superman, obviously, just traveling the globe, wondering what he should do, kind of finding a purpose in life. And then he kind of ventures in back to Smallville. And yeah, he goes off to Metropolis and becomes the Superman that we know him to be. We get great bits with the rest of the Superman supporting cast, with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, our kind of introduction to them. If you haven't read too much of them, I think Mark Waid does a great characterizations for them. And yeah, man, there's nothing much I can say about this excellent origin story for Superman. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already read it, but if you haven't had a chance to read it yet, I've got this deluxe edition. Recommend it, greatly recommended, dude. This is my personal Superman origin story, and I think it's a great place to start. Next up, let's talk about Superman Smashes the Klan, another sort of origin story, but this one it's supposed to be for maybe a younger audience, but I really find this to be for all ages, like, you know, in every sense of the word. Really enjoyed rereading this one as part of the my preparation for Near Mint Conditions Superman Evergreen panel. Had a ton of fun on that, but yeah, we just got the chance to nerd out about this story. Excellent stuff. The fact that it you know, stars the Lees here, these 2 kids, teenagers that are kind of you know, going through some stuff at home, dealing with racism and bigotry in their community. They just moved from Chinatown to Metropolis. At the same time, Superman is learning more about his alien origins and learning to kind of embrace that side of him as well. And the fact that it takes place it takes place shortly after World War II, so it's in that, you know, 46, I think it takes place in. And yeah, just really enjoy this series. Gives you a great sense of who Superman is and his kind of morals, and the fact that the rest of the community gets involved too to smash the Klan. And yeah, Superman Smashes the Klan is a great Superman read. I know that a lot of people might look at this and say, oh, this is for kids or whatever. That is, you cannot be more incorrect, man. This is for all ages, and it's just awesome stuff. Yeah, really recommend it. The fact that it's got historical value too. If you flip to the end, there's this essay that Jean Lewin Yang writes, and it's just the importance of Superman. This all ties back. It's a retelling of an old radio show back in the 40s. So yeah, man, just a timeless Superman story. Superman Smashes the Klan. Really recommend it. Next up, let's talk about, if those are, really great Superman stories and I find importance in them and stuff like that, this is my favorite Superman story of all time. Really simple pitch. It's Superman, the lengths that he goes to save one girl, right? This one girl is kidnapped by aliens, zips around in outer space, and Superman is the only person that can save her. I mean, right, in fact, we flip the page, the first thing that we see is Batman saying, Clark, I need you, right? Batman can't do this. It has to be Superman. No one else can go through these, these feats to save this girl. He's, having a boxing match with this superpowered alien, goes all 12 rounds. He's time traveling a little bit. He's being split into two, kind of finding out the importance of Clark Kent and Superman and the importance that they play together. There's these really, really introspective issues where, like this alien possibly sacrificing himself to save Superman because he sees the importance in Superman in like the grand scheme of the universe. And yeah, man, just every Superman dissected, I guess, is what I would say. Every single issue just taking a little bit of Superman and kind of exploring that aspect of him. And yeah, just a great exploration of Superman as a character, aspects that make Superman Superman. I think Tom King really just nails it. Excellent artwork from Andy Kubert. And yeah, if I think about it too hard, I start to cry, man. This last couple pages especially, after Superman saves the girl, just excellent stuff, man. So yeah, really loving Superman Up in the Sky. Cannot say enough good things about it. And then finally, this one's a little interesting because it kind of plays as a finale to Superman. So if you read Birthright from Mark Waid, this is also written from Mark Waid. We have The Last Days of Lex Luthor. They kind of act as sort of like bookends to each other. It's really interesting stuff. This is a Black Label series, but you can kind of read it as a spiritual successor to Superman Birthright, a deep exploration of the relationship between Superman and Lex Luthor, one of the most important relationships in comic books, right? Lex Luthor is dying, and the only person who even wants to save him is Superman. Everyone else in the universe is just like, yo, Superman, let this guy die. And Superman realized, he's like, hey, I gotta save Lex Luthor. If I didn't save Lex Luthor, I wouldn't be Superman, right? Superman saves everybody. That's his whole deal. So the entire series is just the great lengths that he goes to save Lex Luthor all across the galaxy. We go to the bottle city of Kandor. We're going to Themyscira to get help from Wonder Woman. And yeah, just really great relationship characterization from Mark Waid with, kind of the spiritual successor to Superman Birthright. Like I was saying, it's kind of interesting to read them in that way as bookends to each other. So yeah, man, that's what we got. 4 Superman comic book recommendations. And especially, dude, Superman Smashes the Klan and Superman Up in the Sky. Those are really important Superman stories to me. And then Birthright to get you guys started with Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, kind of acting as, spiritual successors to each other, man. So that's what we got. Great Superman recommendations. Let me know if you have some Superman recommendations in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this part. So that's what we have for today's new comic book day video. You guys saw the new comic book day haul. You guys saw the weekly comic book reviews. You saw the monthly TBR. And then of course you saw my Superman recommendations. If you guys, like this video, make sure you like it. If you loved it, make sure you subbed it. And then make sure you guys check out the latest episode of Color Break. It was all about alien media. We talked about our favorite alien movies, books, comic books. Make sure you guys check out the top 10 comic books. I did that with Kai Bucks, top 10 comic books of June. Ton of fun every single month doing that. And then make sure you check out some Color Break merch. I'll leave that link down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this new comic book day video and read more comics.